So ADA has tapped into the Wave 5 target, sitting between 58.74 cents to 60.31 cents. And you can also see that we tapped into the Wave Z target, which is something I've been tracking for a while now, sitting between 57.39 cents to 60.12 cents. And so it's possible that this correction move to the downside is now complete, and then we get to see that bounce to the upside. And here you can see that I've been tracking this WX, YX, Z structure. And so the next key level that I'll be looking at for would be this one at 74.6 cents, which is a key level of support and resistance, where for here, for example, we ended up getting rejected, which then led to this move to the downside. And here we found support for a brief moment, and we ultimately got rejected, which then led to this move to the downside. And so in order for us to be bullish, then we need to see a reversal to the upside, where we then retest this level, find support at that level, and then see a continuation to the upside, where we then break this local high, sitting at 86.42 cents, and that would then further confirm that we're on a bullish trend. Now, of course, the flip side to that could be that we see a deeper move to the downside within these two key targets. And reason being is because we have seen some bearish signals, such as a change of character being triggered on smart money concept, where this local low at the time, sitting at 61.86 cents, was broken, and we ended up reaching this level here at 61.74 cents. And here you can also see that we had a breakout structure being triggered on smart money concept, where this local low at 61.31 cents was broken, which then led to this deeper move to the downside, where we then tapped into these two key targets. Now, what is interesting about this fifth wave is what ended up playing out was a corrective move, as opposed to a 5-wave move, which is something I was looking at for. And so if I use the Fib tool and bring this to over here, and let me just make sure that this is in the right position. So here you can see that we ended up reaching this range between the 1 to 1.226 retracement level, sitting between 59.63 cents to 60.49 cents. And so it's possible that what we had was a WXY structure, with this being a W wave, this being an X wave, and this being a Y wave. And what I was looking at for was a 5-wave move, and for ADA to retrace towards the 1.618 retracement level, which sits at 58.27 cents. And because we never did so, it's possible that what we don't have is a 5-wave move that's playing out, and instead what we could have is a WXYXZ structure. So if I remove this and remove this and use the Fib tool, now the targets more or less remain the same. And so if I bring the Fib tool and bring that to over here, now what you can see is we ended up tapping into the typical targets for the Z wave, which is a 1 to 1.226 retracement of the W wave. And again, here you can see that we ended up reaching this level at 59.98 cents. And so it's possible that what we had was a WXYXZ structure form as opposed to a 5-wave move. And that Z wave would be made up of a WXY structure. Now, as far as this recent move to the upside, what you can see is it's made up of a corrective move. And so it's possible that what we are forming right now is a WXY structure, with this being a W wave, this being a X wave, and this being a Y wave. And so we know that this Y wave would typically retrace anywhere between 1 to 1.236 of the W wave. So if I use the Fib tool and bring this to over here, and so the short-term target would be anywhere between 62.78 cents to 63.33 cents, or anywhere within this region here. And so it would be interesting to see if what we are forming within this Z wave is a WXY structure. And we know that the X wave would typically retrace anywhere between 50 to 88.2% of the W wave. And so the bigger target would be anywhere between 62.8 cents to, if I just adjust this, so 65.04 cents. So anywhere within this range here. And then we could then see a bigger WXY structure form, where we could then go deeper within these two key targets. Now, as far as the stochastic RSI goes, you can see that we are within the overbought conditions, and so the bears could then regain control of the market. And again, that could then align with my analysis with regards to us going slightly deeper. And this local low at 59.98 cents gets broken. And if I go in the 4-hour chart, what you can see is the X-wave target actually coincides with the 50 EMA. And so it would be interesting to see if ADA can actually retest the 50 EMA. And if we do so, I would anticipate us getting rejected and then see a deeper move to the downside, where we then go slightly deeper within these two key targets. And here you can also see that we are within the oversold conditions. And so I am looking at for the bulls to regain control of the market, which could then play out with my analysis with regards to us potentially tapping into this target between 62.81 cents to 63, or we could even go slightly deeper and retest towards that 50 EMA. And as far as the daily chart goes, you can see that we are just about hovering over the oversold conditions. And so the bears still have the momentum, but they are still losing that momentum. And I will be looking out for the bulls to regain control of the market. And so it's possible that we are within the final stages of a shakeout, if you like, and we are on the brink of actually bottoming out. And then we could then see that reversal to the upside. And so, yeah, that's just my update on Cardano ADA. Hopefully you found this useful. And if you did, then feel free to hit that like button. And if you're new, feel free to subscribe. Take it easy, people. Peace.